WPTV, the news station. This is Newswatch 16 at 11.
Motorists stranded on the interstate in our area for hours, some 10 hours. The snow stopped, but the new concern tonight is high wind and bitter cold temperatures. Surviving the Valentine's storm is our top story on Newswatch 16 at 11. And good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Mike Lewis. We'll get to that situation on the interstate in just a minute tonight, but we're going to begin our team coverage with our chief meteorologist, Tom Clark, in the backyard. And Tom, the snow has stopped, but it's hard to say if the worst is in fact over tonight.
That's right, because of the bitter cold and the gusty winds up to 30 miles an hour that at times white out the backyard here, although now a bit of a lull, but a lot of blowing and drifting snow taking place tonight. And here's a drift right here that is 20 inches deep. I mean, it is really deep. I mean, even deeper than that in many locations in the exposed areas where the wind is really gusting. Let's take a quick look at this storm here on the satellite. Just a quick view indicating this big swirl in the clouds. A massive February snowstorm blowing away off of Boston tonight, leaving us in a wake of cold, gusty winds and a lot of deep snow on the ground. Here are some of the totals from our storm trackers in central Columbia County. A foot of snow. Had a report of 20 inches from Greenfield Township above Carbondale, 16 in Factoryville, Dimmock, Mahanoy City, 14 inches of snow, 7.2 down in Beaver Springs. That melted down to 1 1/3 inches of water. Now here we have the back edge of the accumulating snow. It's just flurries at this hour on the Doppler radar there, so that'll be the trend overnight. Just flurries and blowing and drifting. I'm expecting northwest winds overnight at 15 to 30 miles an hour. Some clearing of the sky late tonight. Temperatures ranging from 6 to 15 degrees. And Mike, the wind chill will be below zero at times overnight tonight and through the morning hours to tomorrow. So that'll be the culprit there tomorrow morning. Not only the drifting, but the frigid wind chill temperatures.
That's potentially dangerous cold, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You got to really bundle up against this and just take it easy. Shoveling, a lot of that to do.
We'll get back to you in a few minutes, Tom. Thank you. One of the major effects on this Valentine's Day can be found on the interstates today. The storm stranding drivers on major interstates in our area. Some interstates shut down tonight. We have late word that state police have been in touch with the National Guard and the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency. They are deciding how to proceed at this hour in regard to Interstate 81 northbound. This is what it looked like this evening along Interstate 81 northbound near the airport in Luzerne County. It became a parking lot for hours today. Newswatch 16's Ryan Leckie and photographer Dave Jones have been stuck here since 12:30 this afternoon. We have been in touch with them. They are said to be doing fine, hungry, but safe tonight. Elsewhere, Interstate 81 in Schuylkill County is closed from mile marker 96 to mile marker 140, and all the interstates in Lackawanna County remain closed tonight so PennDOT can plow the roads. Well, in Lackawanna County, shelters have been set up to help stranded drivers. Problem is, you have to get them there first, and many folks simply do not want to leave their vehicles behind. Newswatch 16's Jim Hamill checked out the situation. He joins us now live along Davis Street in Scranton. Jim?
Hi, Mike. That's right. We've been out in this all night long, and it's very difficult to describe to you what it's been like all the way from Luzerne County up here to Davis Street, where we are right now, overlooking Interstate 81. That's a closed 81, but you couldn't tell if you look here behind me. Traffic is lined up all the way up the southbound lanes from Luzerne County, and the northbound lanes have been stuck for at least 10 hours. Now, it is a storm that has crippled many of the major roadways in our area.
I-81 just moved right along, no problem with the road moving, and as soon as I got on the hill coming down into the valley north of Scranton, it just stopped.
Stopped and stuck. Nowhere to go here on Interstate 81 in Luzerne County for as far as the eye can see. Richard Mabry has been sitting in his car for more than 5 hours. When we spoke with him, that was at 8 o'clock.
Hope somebody unplugs what's stopping it up ahead so we can get moving, and I'm sure there's a whole lot of other people around here that want to get moving also.
The situation on the highway has turned serious, with motorists stranded and with few, if any, ways to make it to shelter. This couple with a camper in tow was headed from Canada to Florida when gridlock set in.
They seem to have no crews here. I don't know. As soon as we entered Pennsylvania, it was bad.
But over in Old Forge, Lackawanna County, this shelter at the Eagle McClure Fire Department is just waiting for folks to come with beds and warmth.
It's them getting here. I don't know what provisions are made by the county to get the people here, but I mean, I don't know if they have to find their own way here or if the state police are bringing them or what the story is.
back live here tonight on Davis Street in Moosic. We are seeing quite a scene here on Interstate 81. The roadways have been shut down and still have not reopened. We were told by emergency management officials in Luzerne County that the northbound lanes would be reopened by now, but as you can see, they are not open just right now. But those emergency crews are out in force on the roadways trying to find folks, men, women, children, all who might need help at this point. But they tell us that many of them have chosen not to abandon their cars and seek refuge. Instead, they are staying with their cars. So as of right now, it is gridlock, as I said, here on Interstate 81 and many of the other roadways out there. PennDOT wants to remind everyone to stay safe out there. Don't go out unless you need to. Jim Hamill, Newswatch 16, reporting live in Lackawanna County.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. And again, we've had many calls from families here at Newswatch 16 who are concerned about loved ones who have been stuck in that traffic since approximately 1 o'clock this afternoon. And again, the best that we can say tonight is that there are crews working on that jackknife truck. The estimated time the traffic would be moving again was about 10:30 tonight. That deadline has come and gone. And at this point, we'll let you know as soon as we find out. All right, elsewhere tonight, it was all about the snowfall today, but tonight, as we mentioned, it's about the wind conditions and the bitter cold, something you can feel and hear when you're out there as well.
By 7:30, the winds were gusting up to 25 miles an hour here in Scranton on Davis Street. The blowing snow made it even more difficult to be on the road. But for many, braving the elements meant digging your car out first before you even got on the road. Once there, it didn't take long until you hit an intersection like this one on Davis Street that was yet to be plowed. This was an intersection blocked much of the afternoon and evening by vehicles stuck. And just down the street, the interstate was closed in this part of Lackawanna County. But around 7:30, we found trucks still moving down the on-ramp to Interstate 81 south.
And the Valentine's storm hit hard all over northeast and central Pennsylvania today. We found some of the worst conditions tonight in Bradford County. Heavy snowfall continued here along Route 6. More than a foot of snow fell in 24 hours. Now drifting is a major problem in Bradford County as well tonight. Road conditions not much better in Wayne County. Our crews followed these vehicles for a while on Route 590 leaving Hawley, and look how they were sliding on what appeared to be a road not yet plowed. And the flower shop in Holmesdale practically empty today, but still at work. Reward plow drivers, they were having a sale on a dozen roses, $10 off for anyone willing to plow snow today. In Scranton, even the plows had a hard time getting started here. One plow had to get help from another plow this afternoon to get moving along Pittston Avenue. And we found plows out tonight along Main Street and Old Forge with so much snow and now the drifting. These will be a long night ahead of them on the road. Plow drivers have to be out on the roads in weather like this, along with emergency workers. And they were very busy today in Schuylkill County, as Newswatch 16's Bob Reynolds found out.
This was a common sight in our area. Roads closed and emergency personnel directing traffic. These crews closed Route 309 between Hometown and Tamaqua because of a jackknife tractor-trailer. All of this due to the snowstorm.
It's good in a way and it's bad in a way. What's good for people when they have snowmobiles, you know, they like it, but it's bad in a way when you're out here. It's very dangerous.
It's great to volunteer to do this. We got some motorists who appreciate us out here.
Farther north on Route 309, there was this mess at the intersection of Interstate 80. Ramps were closed because of trucks that were stuck.
The problem right now, as you can see, is ice. There's so much of it coming down that it actually really stings my face.
A huge tow truck was brought in, and one by one, the rigs were inched off the interstate ramps.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it now.
So I guess you're used to the long hours and stuff.
Oh yeah. Wrecks, you're out all day long, all night. Just the same thing. Yeah. Gotta work, gotta go out.
One trucker, after fighting with the snow and ice and traveling more than 100 miles, simply gave up.
I'm going to turn around and get back on 80 and go back home with a full load. So I'm, wasting my time today.
Even with thousands of pounds over the truck's rear tires, simply wasn't enough.
On ice, you can't do anything. You could have all the weight you could fit in there, and it's not going to move.
Bob Reynolds, Newswatch 16.
All the snow didn't stop mail carriers from making their rounds on this Valentine's Day today. But as Newswatch 16's Bianca Barr reports tonight, it was slow going.
They are out there every day in every type of weather, but even the post office trucks had a hard time getting back to the post office as they traveled along Davis Street in Scranton.
When I came in, it was high, and when I hit it, I got stuck for a minute. I had to rock out of it.
One of the main problems in this intersection is the fact that the mail trucks have to make a left-hand turn to get into Stafford Avenue. All day long, these trucks, big or small, have been getting stuck in the middle of the intersection.
It's just a mess. They got a lot of work ahead of them.
There was nothing helping because the snow was getting so high, it was just bogging down the trucks all over the place.
But you guys have to work, obviously, just like we do.
We have trucks all over the city. In fact, they're probably still out trying to get them unstuck.
Trucks all over the place, jackknife, cars stuck. It's just terrible, icy.
Bianca Barr, Newswatch 16, Scranton.
And stay tuned to Newswatch 16 on air and online for the very latest information about the effects of this Valentine storm. The Winter Watch computer up and running through the night. You can also find more information at WNEP.com. Hey, it's all about spreading the wealth of winter apparently on this February night. There are plenty of other states dealing with a wintry mix, as ABC's Stephanie Sy found out.
Mother Nature had no love for Oswego County this Valentine's Day. Still trying to dig out from last week's snow sacking, 6 to 10 additional inches fell Wednesday, and residents say enough already. It was the ultimate passion killer for some.
It's not so much just today, it's the fact of it's been a week and a half of this now.
Others looked on the upside.
Yeah. Nice bottle of wine, a nice movie, and nice cuddling.
From North Dakota to Maryland, hundreds of thousands of folks may have had a candlelit dinner due to ice snapping power lines in half, leaving them without electricity. In Albany, nearly 2 feet of the white stuff fell in less than 24 hours.
A lot of drifting, blowing, cold. I think it's time to head south.
But if only snow were the only issue, icy roads caused numerous accidents. In Kentucky, a dashboard camera captured this dramatic pileup.
Well, this is the worst I've seen it in a long time.
Major East Coast airports were either shut or had to cancel hundreds of flights. Passengers aboard a JetBlue flight out of Kennedy bound for Cancun spent the day on the tarmac.
There was no power and it was hot. There was no air. They kept having to open the actual plane doors so we could breathe comfortably.